this is going to be a different video. Mainly this one's just going to be kind of just talking, honestly, here and there. You know, I know I'm a small YouTuber, I always say it all the time, but I do want to just go ahead and mention that even though you're small, you may not have all the tools, you may not have all the equipment. I don't usually have the most extravagant stuff to build things out of. I usually just have what I can find. And pretty much the premise of the video is just use what you got. You know, use what you can find. If you ain't got a pencil, make one. Why are you out of fuel? About time. Point is, I always, in the past, from what my teacher told me, you know, use what you have and make it work. If you ain't got a pencil, make a pencil. You know, find a stick and burn it, make ash. Paint with ash if you can't find anything. If you can't do it, just try. I mean, it's always the best thing to do, and that's what I'm getting at. If you don't have tools, always do your best. Not everybody's going to start off being the best when it comes to anything with art, anything with business. You always got to start from the ground up. Same with I'm doing. You know, everybody's not going to always be the big shot, and sometimes you always have to realize that sometimes you got to sit down and think. It's always nice to sit back and think about a plan of action, whether it is an art project, whether it's a date, whatever it could be. You know, I know that sounds stupid, but it's always a smart idea to actually step back and honestly look at the big picture. Because, you know, in the long run, it can drive you crazy. You know, I know I've had a lot of projects I've worked on in the past where it's driven me insane. You know, I hate to admit, but I've had projects where I've literally thrown stuff. I've gotten so mad that I've just said I couldn't get it done, and then I had to take a step back and was like, you know what? Let me just take a pause. Take a pause and let me actually do what needs to be done. And in the end, it wasn't hard at all. It was just me overcomplicating things. Because that's what you need to realize is that not everything that you do in life needs to be overcomplicated. It can be the simplest of all tasks, but just because you're either stressed out or you're just either overcomplicating it, putting too much effort in it, or just trying to even rush it. You know, you just need to realize that most of the time, what you have in front of you is always the best. And, you know, most people don't realize that. But anyway, at the end of the day, you just need to take the time to realize life is going to be hard no matter who we are in life. But also, the best thing to also realize, if people don't like your art, actually, no, hold on. Here, always remember, the best thing in life is, if people hate your art or hate what you do, fuck them. Anyway, that's pretty much just about this video. It's just pretty much just me talking about, you need to realize what you got. And honestly, just be proud of who you are, even if others hate you.